Hello, everyone. Hola, mundo. Welcome, world. This is Jackie Bouvier, and I'm super excited again. This time, more than ever, to just want to share with you Voces Poderosas 2023. This is the Hispanic Heritage Month edition. I like to call it the Colorado edition because I have someone so amazing that I look up to here in Colorado. I met her through all the different networking opportunities in Colorado, and I just know that there's people out there looking at you. And I was just looking at her and always learning from her because she's always inspiring me. So I want to just say this time I have Michelle Lucero, Chief Administrative Officer, General Counsel, Corporate Secretary, and I like this part, and Chief Flash Mob Officer.
Hmm.
She's she's with the Children's Hospital Colorado. She's an executive leader. She's a corporate secretary. As I said, general counsel, a board director, an awesome strategic problem solver. I'm just pleased and honored to have her here, to have you, Michelle, on Voces Poderosas, seriously. And honestly, I just can't thank you enough for saying yes. Thank you for allowing the opportunity for the world, the nation, to hear the influencer that you are and hear all about you. So let me just ask you the question. I know Latinos are listening, Hispanics, everyone's just listening to these Voces Poderosas mini series, and I want them to get the best out of you. Who are you? What is your story? What does Hispanic Heritage Month mean to you? Your culture, right? Because people need to know that not all Hispanic cultures are the same. And so I'd love to hear about you. Michelle, why don't you tell me about yourself?
Well,
You're welcome.
first, it can't go without saying that you and what you are doing to highlight voices and people and leaders and our community. My goodness, you are just amazing, absolutely amazing. And that's the wrong word. I could add all kinds of adjectives to it, good, bad, all of that when I say bad, I mean kind of the naughty ones that I like to add every now and then. And anyone that knows me, I like to put a little spice into things. So who am I? Right. I probably, when we first met, we got into that.
Oh yeah, you're
Who am
amazing.
I am from Ignacio, Colorado, which is a very, very tiny town. So I'm a small town girl. I grew up in southwestern Colorado, which is really closer to northern New Mexico. So that's my heritage, is southern Colorado, northern New Mexico. On my mom and dad's side, Latina, Hispanic. My sister's more would say Chicana. I don't know that I have earned that right, to tell you the truth. I don't know that they went through a certain kind of struggle and a certain kind of moment of activism that I think you kind of earn that ability to say that. And I don't know that I've earned that yet. And if you were to look at ancestry DNA, there's Spaniard in there, there's Portugal, there's all kinds of, we're a melting pot. Like you said, we are not all the same, which is the beautiful part of us. And so to me, I'm a mix of all of that. I grew up in the middle of the Southern Ute Reservation and in southwestern Colorado, which gives a piece of that to me as well. We are where our community gives us. So that's my Latina heritage. And what is Hispanic Heritage Month to me? I know that it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing to elevate voices and bring a spotlight on what was very soon going to be the majority in our country. It's we've been gathering up as a minority, and we're knocking on the doors, and I love it. However, I look forward to not having a month. I want a year. I want a century.
Yes.
I want like a lifetime. And so I'm one of those crazy people that I love it. I embrace it, but I look forward to what it can be. And so I look forward to the point where we don't just need a month, right? Where it's just ingrained in who we are and what we do. And so I love it. It also reminds me of, as I was growing up, this is a time of the year where my mom did canning, and we put up food in the freezer, and it was family events around the table, and everything that the fall had to bring. So that's what it means to me.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. And I love canning, by the way.
No, I know, right? I've lost it. I've got, I'm one of, like I said, I'm one of 11 kids. And the only other thing I would add to, Jackie, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to, is that
No.
um, I'm blessed, right? And I think that I was the only one of the children in my family that was blessed enough to get a college degree. Many started, but for various circumstances weren't able to finish. So I carry that blessing very carefully, then and very thankfully, with a lot of gratitude. And so, so when we see other kids that are the first in their family or first gen, that means something. And it's, I was blessed that my father was a veteran, and so he became disabled and wasn't able to work a whole lot. But my mother, who was my absolute hero, eighth grade education, went back and got her GED. And then when she was 35, said, hey, I better get a college degree. And it took her 15 years to go get it. So that sense of resiliency is also a piece of who this kid is.
That's beautiful.
Thank
Wow.
you.
This is my favorite part of the stories, is we get to see, hear, and just understand, but also compare ourselves and say, wait a minute, I'm not the only one. Like, I'm first generation as well. So it's like, wow, this is amazing, going to college. First one getting a master's degree in my whole entire family. So just hearing that, it resonates with me. And
Right.
I'm sure it resonates with so many other people out there. So thank
Mm,
you for sharing that.
no.
I ask you, on the professional side, what can you share? What in your industry, in the children's hospital, or whatever other professions you've had in the past, or industries that you've been in, what have you learned that can help positively encourage, empower, or shed light on our professional Latinos? We're all amazing, but but what do we still need to achieve, right, from your professional perspective?
You bet. I mean, that is such a beautiful question because, what I have found is that we tend to be a culture that doesn't naturally raise our hand, right? I mean, we wait to be we wait to be invited, right? And that's beautiful because I think there's a humility to that. There's a sense of putting others first, and I see as any company or organization, whether it's in healthcare or I've been in education, I've been in telecommunications, that it's okay for us to put our hand up and say, pick me, right? I'm ready. And for those of us who have already gone ahead and have been able to maneuver and figure out the course to reach back, which is what my mother taught me literally on her deathbed and throughout her life, was, Hita, your obligation is the minute that you make it, whatever that make it means, you need to reach back and pull, right? And I know some of your other guests have said that. So that is a string that is part of who we are, our ability to teach others, to role model for others, to we're not in it for us. We're in it for our community, and we're in it for others who come after. So I would say, whether it's in the healthcare industry, because believe me, we need leaders that match the patients that we serve, that match the communities that we're in. And we've got to start growing our own leaders, right? We've got to grow them and show them that, yes, you've got that capability. And when there's opportunities within our organizations to, what I call champion, not cheerleader, champion someone, to pull them in, to allow them to be seen, to have an opportunity, we have an obligation to do that. And be okay to put our hand up and say, I can do it. There's no, don't be ashamed of that. Don't think that that's being cocky or, as my mom would say, sin vergüenza. No, it's none of that, right? It's being confident in our gifts. And that's the piece that I would say to any of our, all the audience and potential Latino leaders is, you've got this. Be confident in it and lean in.
Wow. This, Michelle, is amazing. This is great advice. One thing I've been just getting out of this in all of these series is listening to the younger generations, like my daughter, for example. And I'm like, you have to listen to this one, Michaela. And she's like, oh my gosh, mom. And today she's like, I'm applying to this now because I was inspired and I'm
Oh,
doing this. And So just listening to you speak right now, Michelle, I know she has to listen to this, and a lot of younger generations out there need to, because that is a hard one to be able to raise your hand and feel okay with it.
Yes.
Feel like you're not overstepping or you're not
Right,
being rude, and that cultural, upbringing, right, that we
right.
have. And so breaking through that, I think, has been very difficult for me. So hearing you say that as a already championing me at this point is like, yes, thank you. That's so true. And I appreciate that. I think it's very powerful. And the fact that you believe in bringing someone to the table, bringing someone, and I always say having that key and using it wisely, opening the door for others. I believe that we're all called for that. And as a community that supports each other, you know, the GDP is getting higher. We're just becoming
Right.
such a big force to reckon with, and having that opportunity that there's so much opportunity for everyone. There's
Well,
like,
it's so
yeah, go
true. I don't
ahead.
mean to interrupt. I get
No, no,
excited
no.
about this because
Go,
it's
go,
not
go.
just at work, right? It's when you're on
Mhm.
that community board, which quite frankly, that's where you can gain some of those leadership skills. And so even when I'm looking at other, within our organization or potential management roles, it's like, what have they done in the community? Have they led an organization in a volunteer basis that showed they led people, a project? Use that to your advantage and show that that is leadership, right?
Mm,
And it's us saying, not only at work, let's make sure this person has an opportunity or that, but in our communities, hey, here's a board position. Hey, let's get Lisa, let's get Roberto, let's get whoever, because I know that and those positionings, those ability to show and allow others to shine and highlight that the opportunities are endless, right? They're just endless.
great advice. Great advice. I think that's powerful. Thank you. Thank you. So I don't want to let you go. I want to keep you here forever because just so amazing. But we have to cut it short since these are short series. But I just wanted to just ask you something different from everyone else. What's your
Oh,
motto? What's your motto?
I love
Instead of
you.
parting words, what's your motto?
There's got to be a couple of them, right? First
Go
is
for it.
you got to laugh to keep from crying, right? So to me, that's you. I've got a quote on my wall that I won't do it because it's take too much time. It's from Dr. Martin Luther King. And then the one that keeps showing up, if you were to see my office, it's got quotes everywhere. So it's amazing that you said that. The one
Wow.
that keeps coming back is you can't do epic shit with basic people. So I say go out, be epic, find yourself that crew that is just wonderful and, do beautiful things.
Wow. I love it. What a blessing. What a blessing to have you. And remember that what you have shared here today will tremendously just inspire so many people out there. So please, please don't forget how amazing you are to me and in the entire world, because your voice is powerful and you are making a huge difference. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you so much for being on Voces Poderosas.
Thank you, my love. Love you.
Bye. Thanks.